Great. Welcome to Yes Prep Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on the screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the presenters cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many sessions. Be sure also know that the presentation will be recorded and will be available within a week at the same place that you registered. Now I would like to hand it over to our first presenter, Texas A&M University.
Hello, can everyone see my screen? Or at least Annabelle?
No, Tom, can you go ahead and share it?
Oh, I'm supposed to do that? Let me see. Am I the... There we go. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Howdy. Just want to get started off. I don't know, I know that most of you here are in Houston. My daughter attended a Yes Prep school. We were very happy and satisfied with the education she received there and whatnot. But these are some of the, basically, the services that we provide out of our center. We do have a center here in the Houston area. The college itself, the university itself is in College Station. But these are some of the things that we normally would provide to our students, but most of these are being conducted virtually right now. But let me get into the meat of what we are here to do. We have 10 academic colleges at the university. We study everything from agriculture to engineering, architecture, School of Business and whatnot. I like to tell students, no matter what you want to accomplish later on in life, we at Texas A&M University will be able to give you those particular foundation, the stepping stones to attempt to accomplish whatever it is you want to do. And whatnot. And then we have the only, as currently right now, we have the only veterinary medical school in the state of Texas. These are all of our majors. They say that there's 130 plus. I've never counted them all, so I take their word for it. But as I mentioned, we study everything from animal science to basically we have a law school, a dental school. Our law school is in Fort Worth. Medical school, we have a medical school and whatnot, a pharmacy school. Our larger one is in the Rio Grande Valley area. We do have a smaller one here on our campus of Texas A&M University and whatnot. So like I said, anything that you'd like to accomplish later on in life, Texas A&M University would be able to hopefully get you there where you wanted to go. Application requirements. Basically, this is our recommended coursework. Kind of goes without saying, in the state of Texas, 4 years of math, 4 years of English, 4 years of science, 2 years of consecutive foreign language. Everybody has that, I'm assuming. Yes, everybody nod their head, say yes, yes, yes. Okay. English kind of goes without saying. Math, you do have to have algebra 1, algebra 2, and geometry, and a upper level science where at least algebra 2 is a prerequisite. Science has to be biology, point blank, has to be biology. You could take biology, chemistry, you could take biology, physics, and whatnot. And then 2 levels of upper level science where at least biology, chemistry, biology, physics are prerequisites. Most students that are admitted to the university do have at least biology, chemistry, physics, and then 1 other upper level science course. Has to be 2 years of consecutive foreign language. You cannot take Spanish 1 and then French 1, Spanish 1, German 1, and whatnot. Spanish 1, Spanish 2, kind of goes without saying. Application requirements. We do have an admissions application, of course, the Applied Texas application. As most schools within the state of Texas, public schools in the state of Texas, we utilize the Applied Texas application. I like to tell students, if you intend on only applying to schools in the state of Texas, it probably behooves you, it's going to benefit you more just to utilize the Applied Texas application. Now, the coalition application, that is very similar to the common application that's out there. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the common application, or at least you've heard of it. Now, the coalition application is very similar. We are the only, I pretty much think we're the only school in Texas right now utilizing the coalition application. If you do know that you intend on applying, let's say, to Texas A&M University and a few other schools within, let's say, maybe the East Coast or West Coast that do utilize the coalition application, it might behoove you to go ahead and basically utilize the coalition application. It's entirely up to you, but just keep this in mind. You only submit one or the other, okay? Don't submit both of them to us. It throws a monkey wrench in the works if you do that. In the Apply Texas application and the coalition application, you will have to submit an essay. Essay topic A is basically just a statement of purpose. We want to get to know you. We want to get to know who you are, basically. We do not basically interview students for admission. So basically the only way we get to know you is through your information that you submit to us in the application and the information in your essay. We have a $75 fee. If you are able to request a fee waiver, we basically stress that. If you're able to request a fee waiver, please do that, okay? We're the only school right now that utilizes a self-reported academic record. What we do is we ask students to go ahead and request an unofficial transcript. You will use that unofficial transcript and you will basically go to this website. And as you can see underneath, that's Reveille, that's a mascot of Texas A&M University. Off to the right there, the self-reported academic record, basically it allows the students to input all of their information. We do not request transcripts or anything of this nature at this time, but for any student, except students that are in the top 10% of your class. I know, yes, you are not a ranking school, but little secret, they can tell us who their top 10% students are. So if you are top 10%, we just need that as backup, basically, as a verification that you are in the top 10%. You still will have to fill out this self-reported academic record. So SAT and ACT scores are optional right now because of the situation that we are in. You do not have to submit those. If you have a test score, you can feel free to submit it to us. If not, then don't worry about it. If you don't feel comfortable with your score, you do not have to submit it. We will go by your class rank and your coursework and other factors that you input on your application for admission. If you are in a DACA situation, an undocumented situation, that's no problem, no big deal. Basically what has to happen is there's additional 1 or 2 forms you have to fill out. And basically, as far as admission is concerned, we do not care where you are from. Okay. All right. Let me go. This is basically what the applicant information system looks like once a student applies to A&M. They'll be given this information to they'll be sent a UIN, a universal identification number. They'll be told to go to this website, set up a user ID and a password. And basically this information system allows the students to track the status of their application and whatnot. 2 ways to be admitted. We do have the top 10% law within the state of Texas. You have to be in the top 10% of your high school class at the time that you're admitted. Okay. Am I done?
Okay, yes,
I'm
yes,
sorry.
and
I'm so
no,
sorry.
it's okay.
I'll stick around and I'll basically answer any kind of questions that students may have.
Yes, thank you. And next, we have the University of Arizona. And while they're setting up their slides, I just want to remind everyone that if you have any questions for the presenters at any time, any of the presenters, please feel free to send them through the Q&A. And so next, I'll hand it over to the University of Arizona. Christina, you want to?
Yep. I'm going to start my handy dandy timer so I make sure I'm respectful of everybody's time. Oh my God, 30 seconds have just passed. My name is Christina Dominguez. I am the regional recruiter for the University of Arizona. So I live and work in Houston, and I recruit students from the Houstonian area to go to the great state of Arizona. I like to start off with this picture, one, because we are such a beautiful campus, but 2, the building that you see in this presentation is Old Main. So that was the first building that we had on our campus, and I kind of want to show you what it looks like back then. Let's click. 1885 is when we were established. And if you are a history buff or you love trivia, the University of Arizona was a university before Arizona became a state. So remember, we were established in 1885, but Arizona didn't become a state until 1912. Super fast, just wanted to show you that. I like to present this slide particularly because I like to show my students visually where we are and how far that is from Texas. It does seem like, oh, it's pretty big gap in between where I live and where Arizona is. And my argument is, well, if Texas wasn't so large, we'd probably just be a hop, skip, and a jump away. By plane, you're looking at a 2.5 hour flight. We are on a different time zone. So right now it might be 9 a.m. in Texas, but it's 7 a.m. in Arizona. So just wanted to show you that. 1 square mile of awesome. What does this mean? A lot of universities say this. It just means everything that you would ever need is within that radius. Okay, so we're talking academic buildings, we're talking housing, student support services, the bookstore, any of our recreational centers, the list goes on and on. So we have over 23 dorms, we have over 20 unique colleges and a lot of majors to choose from, but with all of that, we're still within that 1 square mile. Everything isn't with walking distance, so if your cameras are off, so if you look like super closely, like you'll see the wrinkles in my forehead, but there are no cars allowed in between our campus, so everything isn't within walking distance. You can get from one side of the campus to the other side of the campus in about 10 minutes. If you're like me and you're a slow walker, I'm about like it's a 15-minute walk for me, but just giving you a visual of what our campus looks like. We have about 45,000 students. Of the 45,000 students, 35,000 of them are undergraduate students. So that means those are students that are going to be pursuing their bachelor's degree, similar to what you're interested in. So the majority of our student population is made up of students pursuing their bachelor's degree. We have a law school, a recently accredited vet school that we just opened. We are the only university in the country to have 2 independently accredited medical schools. So we have a lot to offer for our students, not just for their bachelor's degree, but beyond. I did give you a hint into we have a lot of degrees. They say 250 plus. I don't know what that plus means. Are we like 251, 252? But that is all encompassing of undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate. Remember, I was talking about those other degrees that you can pursue: law, medical, vet. We have the 20 unique colleges, 20 colleges for the University of Arizona. I won't talk your ear off, but they fall within like the College of Science, College of Engineering. Our College of Business is referred to Eller. I don't expect you to remember that, but just throwing that out there. I love showing this picture first and foremost because this is what our scenery looks like. We are in the Sonoran Desert. So a lot of people think you're in a desert, it's hot. The average temperature is about 87 degrees. Does that mean we ever get into 100 digits? No, we do, but that's during summer. Don't worry, it's during summer. You are probably not here because you're back in your home state, but we are a great college town. So you have the amenities of a large city, but you are very much in a college-driven city. Here's what you need. So similar to Texas A&M, this is what we're looking for on your application. So I won't go into too much detail, but we're looking at 4 years of English, 4 years of math, so on. If you're like scrambling to write this down, don't worry, take a quick picture. I can send this to you later, but this is what we're looking for on your transcripts. Ranking. If you are not in the top 25% of your graduating class, maybe your top 26, or you have, or you're like, we're not ranking here at Yes Prep, let's go down to the second one. If your unweighted GPA is a 3.0 or higher. So we're looking at the 3.0 from those grades I was talking about in that previous slide. 4 years of English, 4 years of math, etc. This is all the money that we can offer you every year for 4 years. So this is going to be on your unweighted core GPA. That is all the time I have because I am right on time. But if you have any questions about financial aid, don't hesitate to contact me.
Great, thank you so much. Our next presenter is Kansas State University. While they are setting up their slides, I just want to remind the attendees, if you have questions to the presenters, please include, if it's a specific question to a specific institution, please include their name in the Q&A so then they know that it's directed to them. If it's a general question, you can feel free just to add the general question, but if it's to a specific institution, please include their name so they can answer that for you. Then I'll pass it on to Kansas State University. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Mia Taylor and I'm the admissions representative for Kansas State University, regionally based in Houston, Texas. And I'm so excited to be speaking with you guys today about Kansas State University. So let's get started. So we are located in Manhattan, Kansas. Sorry, not Manhattan, New York, if that's what you were thinking, but we still have a lot of great qualities. We have a town population of about 56,000, so similar to the size of Spring, Texas. We also have a Manhattan Regional Airport, which is great for all of you out-of-staters. So we have a 1-hour direct flight connect to Houston, a 2-hour drive from Kansas City, and an 11-hour drive from Houston as well. That's definitely worth it. We also have 20+ museum and outdoor attractions. At the top of the screen there, that's our Conza Prairie, a hiking trail that a lot of our students go to and just to enjoy and get to see the wonderful sunsets that we have. We also have 20+ dining options. Some of those are located in Aggieville, which is pictured at the bottom of the screen. Aggieville is a town that's located across from campus where a lot of students, citizens of Manhattan, just come and enjoy the quality of life we have in there, for ranging from festivals and traditions and just entertainment and just dining options and so much more. So welcome to the Little Apple. Moving on, the student population is about 22,000, so a little bit on the smaller side, but definitely has its advantages. With that 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio, a lot of our students are able to get those close and personal bonds with our professors and faculty and staff. It also helps with research that I'll talk about later on, with getting those hands-on learning experiences. We have been ranked to have the happiest students by the 2021 Princeton Review, hence one of our nicknames, Man Happiness. And attesting to that as a recent graduate of Kansas State University, with the resources provided, the experiences that you get to have on campus, and through everything that we do, I can definitely attest to why we have the happiest students. We do have 16 Division I sports here in the Big 12 if you are interested in sports, spending those times on Catterdays, what we call them, instead of Saturdays, and doing the Wabash Cannonball. With our graduation placement rate of 97%, that means most of our students within 6 months are either employed or enrolled in graduate or professional school. And that is thanks to our Career Center. And I would like to mention we do have the largest career fair in the Big 12 that spans over the course of 3 days. Next, we are ranked in the top 5 for the best town-school relationship. So that means that we work well with the community and the community works well with us, especially when we have game days, festivals going on. The community really works well with us and we love to involve the community in our events as well. Moving on to academics. So we have 9 academic colleges, as you see there. So College of Agriculture, Architecture, Planning and Design, Arts and Sciences, Business, Education, Engineering, Health and Human Sciences, Technology and Aviation. So that's our Polytechnic campus, and that's located in Salina, Kansas. So if you think of kind of the planes, that's what technology and aviation is there. And we also have the College of Veterinary Medicine as well. We have over 250 majors and programs and over 50 minors. So if you are looking for something, we more than likely have it for you. But say that you are coming into college and you're not sure what you want to major in, that's not a problem. We have a strong open option program. Within that program, you will be assigned to an academic advisor who will help guide you along the way to kind of find what major sits and works for you. So life as a wildcat. 3 things I always like to point out is the student success, undergraduate research, and the clubs and organizations we have. So for student success, some examples are K-State First. So that's a program that helps with the transition from high school to college. We know it can be a little rough and maybe a little overwhelming for students, so creating this program really helps a lot. Within K-State First, some of the things we have are first-year seminars. So it's smaller classes that help you transition to maybe a little bit of a larger class size, and also helps you meet people throughout your first year. We also have CAT communities. So CAT communities are learning communities and you are in groups with students who have similar interests. So for example, if you are in pre-med, you'll be assigned to a CAT community that has people who are interested in pre-med as well, and you'll take some classes with them and be able to see them throughout your first year at K-State. Another student success program, like I mentioned, is our Career Center. So within our Career Center, we not only have the career fair, but we also have resume critiques, mock interviews, and a career closet where you get to keep the clothes and you don't have to bring them back. Moving on to undergraduate research, we really encourage our students to get involved in undergraduate research, not only because it looks good on the resume when you're applying to graduate school or professional school, but also helps you learn beyond the classroom. And with us being a primarily undergraduate institution, there's a lot of opportunities for those hands-on research. And if you're interested in being involved on campus, I highly suggest it. With our over 500 clubs and organizations, we have a lot of opportunities for you to get involved. Moving on to applying our admission requirements. So we are test optional. So that means you can either submit your GPA or test score for admission, but for scholarships, we do require you to have both a test score and a GPA. So like our admissions, our priority date is December 1st. So we have the general university scholarships, does not require any extra essays or anything. You apply for those when you're applying to the university. We also have the K-State Scholarship Network, similar, also called the KSN, and those are more departmental scholarships. And right there is the cost of attendance. Now that is an estimate depending on what you choose to involve yourself in at the university. And as I reach the end of my presentation, remember to visit, connect, and apply. I am your admissions rep, and come see us and schedule a virtual visit or an on-campus visit. And I would love to meet with you guys one-on-one. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Our next presenter will be Texas Tech University. And as they prepare, and just a reminder to everyone, the chat, the Q&A is open. You're asking great questions, continue to send those. And also, if it's specific to a school, make sure that you add the name of the institution that you are addressing the question to. So Texas Tech.
Hi everyone, my name is Molly Nimchek. I'm an admissions counselor with Texas Tech University. Also in here we have Jasmine Howard. She's another admissions counselor, so please feel free to send in your chats to her. She can answer kind of as we're going through the presentation. But Texas Tech, we are a four-year public institution in Lubbock, Texas. This map kind of shows you comparison from Houston to Lubbock. It's going to be about 8.5 hours to Lubbock. We have about 40,000, so super exciting. We just hit 40,000 students on our campus for the fall of 2020. So we are a large growing institution. Jumping right into some of our academics, we have 10 different academic colleges with over 150 different academic programs. We're the only school in Texas with an undergraduate, graduate, law school, and medical school right on campus. And then also super exciting is we are starting a school of veterinary medicine starting in the fall of 2021. So those are just some things that are happening on our campus academically. Right here is going to be a list of all of our colleges. So a College of Agricultural Sciences, Natural Resources, College of Architecture, Arts and Sciences, College of Business, an Education College, Engineering College, our Honors College, Human Science, Media and Communications, and then our Performing Arts College. On campus, we have over 550 student organizations with 19 different residence halls. As a first-time freshman, you are going to be required to live on campus, but you have plenty of options when it comes to that. We have 30 dining facilities, and we are Division I in the Big 12 Conference. So school spirit, tradition, all of those things are really huge on our campus. Moving right along into admissions, the application will be the Apply Texas or the Common App, either one will work, a $75 application fee, official high school transcripts, and your ACT or SAT test scores, unless you are choosing to go test optional for the fall of 2021. Looking at our admissions requirements, this is going to be our assured admissions requirement. So if you know what your class rank is, then you can kind of see what your test scores would need to be automatically accepted. When you submit your high school transcript from a non-ranking high school, we will provide you with the class rank, and it is something that you can reach out to an admissions counselor about to see what your class rank was. as well as we do super score for admission. So if you were able to take your test more than once, I do encourage you to send in all of those test scores. Now, if you're looking at this admissions requirements and you're seeing that you don't meet these admissions requirements, that's okay. What will happen is you'll go through an application review process. An application review process is simply just going to be a holistic review of your application. So you're going to want to submit the essays, the letters of recommendation, and fill out that application in its entirety so that we can make a decision on your application. Additionally, if you're choosing to go test optional, you will go straight into that holistic review as well. So if you decide to go test optional, just be aware that you're going to go straight into a holistic review. This is quickly looking at our tuition. As an in-state tuition, you are going to be around $27,000. That's including your room and board and tuition and fees. And just know if you decide to go test optional for scholarships, we do have that option as well, that you will be put into a holistic review for scholarships as well. However, if you decide to submit test scores, we do have our Presidential Merit Scholarship, which is an automatic scholarship based upon class rank and ACT or SAT test scores. So you can kind of look at this chart and see where you might fall as in terms of an automatic scholarship. All other scholarships, we use your application as your Applied Texas or your Common App application as your application to all other scholarships on campus. Lastly, I'd like to talk about our Red Raider Guarantee. This is for entering freshmen or transfer students who are eligible for the FAFSA or the TASFA, as long as you're a Texas resident. If your family gross income is less than $65,000 and you demonstrate financial need, then what will happen is we cover your tuition and fees after you've accepted any scholarships or grants. So that does mean you will still need to cover your room and board. However, once you fill out the FAFSA and you accept scholarships or grants, anything that's left, if you qualify for this, we will go ahead and cover for you to kind of offset that cost. So I do know that I went super quick kind of over some information, but like I said, me and Jasmine will now be in the chat. And so please feel free to ask us any questions. If they're directly for Texas Tech, you can put a little TTU right in front and we can make sure to answer all of your questions. But have a great day, everyone.
Wonderful. The next presenter is the University of Oklahoma, or Oklahoma University, excuse me. I'm sorry, University of Oklahoma. And I will go ahead and allow them to start sharing their screen. Again, there's a lot of questions still being asked, so that is wonderful. And as it was previously mentioned, please make sure to add the institution's name if you're addressing it specifically. So I'll hand it over to the University of Oklahoma.
Greetings, my name is Ceylon Bradley, and I'm the Associate Dean for the University of Oklahoma. We start this presentation out with the OU interlock, and I know that some students see, as she said, it's the actual University of Oklahoma, but the OU interlock is the interlocking of our university community, the relationship that is built between our faculty, staff, and students. And the touching part where the U touches the O is because what we do is we try to add a personal touch to every student's experience and our desire to make a difference in their lives if they do select to choose to attend the University of Oklahoma. When we talk about the University of Oklahoma, we're talking about a university that's located in Norman, Oklahoma. Norman, Oklahoma is approximately 428 miles, which is approximately 6.5 hours from the great city of Houston, Texas. Currently, 27% of our students who attend the University of Oklahoma is from the state of Texas. So we have a very, very good following from Texas students going to the University of Oklahoma. And one of the reasons is because we've dispelled some of the myths. Many think that we're a very large public institution. We have approximately 19,000 undergraduate students, including our law students and our College of Engineering. We have approximately 21,000 overall students. At the University of Oklahoma, we pride ourselves academically. For a long time, we did things really, really great on the football field and the basketball court, but now I can proudly say to you that we're doing those great things also in the classroom. Currently, we have over 170 undergraduate majors at the University of Oklahoma. We are a research comprehensive-based university. So students come to the university, they have opportunity to work closely with our professors because of our small professor-student ratio, which is 18:1, and the average class size is about 32. Once students move into their major, that average class size drop to about 20 students per class. We're talking about some of the things we're very proud of academically. We have one of the top 50 law schools at the University of Oklahoma. U.S. News Report and the Press Review considered our library as one of the top 20 in the country. And our architecture program is recognized nationally and internationally. It has the #4 ranked architecture school. We have a top 10 theater and design school as well. Our College of Journalism is ranked in the top 10, and also our entrepreneurship program in our College of Business is ranked in the top 20. What you don't see on this slide is our meteorology program. We have the #1 meteorology program in the entire United States of America. Also our engineering program. 5 majors within our College of Engineering are ranked in the top 10 in their area. When we talk about applying to the University of Oklahoma, you actually have 3 ways to apply. OU has its own personalized application process, which is online. We also have a Common App and a Collision app. However, 87% of the students from Texas who apply to the University of Oklahoma, they do apply using the Common App. Our admission process, we're a holistic review process. We don't have what's called automatic admissions. We don't have top 10%, top 7%. Every individual student's application is reviewed by an admissions committee. And what we're doing is this, we're making the decision of how you best fit the university experience. We're trying to answer one question through our holistic process. Can this student be successful at the University of Oklahoma? We will never brag about our denial rate. We brag about our opportunity rate. How many students did we give an opportunity to come to this university and be successful? So when we look at our whole list, we look at all of your academics. We go what we call beyond the numbers. We look at your GPA, your test score, if you submit test scores because we are text option this year. We're looking at your high school classes, the high school you attended. We're looking at your community services, your leadership. Everything goes into that pool when we're talking about the whole list application process, because again, we want to give every single student opportunity. If they have a desire to be a student as part of our university family, we want to give them that opportunity. Let's talk about some important dates. Our application opened August 1. Hopefully October 1, many of you already completed FAFSA. We are a university that highly encourage our students to consider FAFSA because we have what's called scholarship review committees, meaning that basically what we do is that we give students additional financial resources. One of those requirements is that at least have a FAFSA online. We also have what's called early action deadline. Our early action deadline differs from an early decision deadline. And our early action deadline, if a student applies prior to November 1, we guarantee that we'll have their decisions within 3 weeks, as long as we receive their information from their high schools. And the great thing about an early action deadline, it is not a binding contract. So if you decide that you admitted to the university on November the 1st, you are not required to sign anything to say that you are definitely coming to the University of Oklahoma. You will still have until May 1 to make that final decision. On December 15th is our scholarship deadline. Basically, what happens is that after November 1, you can still apply to the University of Oklahoma, but you must apply prior to December 15th if you want to be considered for our merit-based scholarships at the University of Oklahoma. The cost to attend the university, and this is something that's kind of unique, some different from the other presenters. We have what's called block tuition at the University of Oklahoma. You will always pay 15 hours per semester, the fall and spring semester. If you take 12 hours, you then have 3 hours where you bank, where you can take those 3 hours in the summer. If you take 18 hours, you will still always only pay for 15 hours at the university. So we have block tuition. And our average cost is about $40,293 for non-resident students. And what we've done a really good job is why we attracted so many students from Texas, and because based on our automatic scholarships, we bring that cost down. We become very competitive to some of the schools right here in the state of Texas. We are on campus currently hosting campus tours. So if students are liking to visit, without a doubt, is on a very limited basis. We just opened up our November visiting resources. So if students would like to go visit campus, we'll welcome you to our campus. However, until then, we have a number of virtual resources that we have on campus that are online right now that we hope that you will connect from a virtual tour to meet an academic representative. Also, more importantly, though, is an opportunity to engage with our student population at the University of Oklahoma. As my colleagues have said, I will be online answering questions.
Wonderful, thank you so much. The next presenter is Iowa State University. And as they continue to share their screen, okay, I'll hand it over to Iowa State University.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Rafael Mendoza Nunez, and I am one of the admissions counselors in the state of Texas. And we do have Dakota Carpenter, my colleague. She will be taking over the Q&A. So if you have any questions, please feel free to throw them on there. Type ISU, that way she can go ahead and answer those for you. Iowa State University, what we have to offer. So just to get started, you can see that it is a beautiful campus. Iowa State University was actually ranked among the top 25 most beautiful campuses in the nation. We are currently doing visits. So if you have the opportunity to either fly to Iowa State, drive to Iowa State, it's only about a 15-hour drive. Not too bad. Here's kind of a visual of where we're at. If you have the chance to go visit us, definitely recommend to go do so. We have opened up in-person visits, and we also do have virtual visits if that's something that you're interested in. Dakota will go ahead and throw those links on where you can register for those on the Q&A. So creating your adventure, what can we offer for you? For those of you that are interested in studying abroad, we have several studying abroad opportunities at Iowa State. A lot of different partnerships depending on what you want to go ahead and do. The earlier you decide you want to study abroad, the more opportunities you have available. We also have a 19-to-1 student to faculty ratio. We are the largest university in the state of Iowa. And with that being said, being the largest university and having to reach that 19-to-1 definitely means a lot. We want to make sure that our students feel like they are being listened to, want to make sure that they feel comfortable to, speak up, ask their professors, ask their instructions questions, anything that they want to go ahead and build that one-on-one relationship. We also have over 900 clubs and organizations at Iowa State. So anything you can think of. And if for some reason, out of the 901 isn't enough for you, or it's whatever you're looking for isn't quite there, we make it pretty easy for you to go ahead and get a group of friends together and create your own club. And for those of you that are into sports, we are part of the Big 12 NCAA Division I. So sports are huge at Iowa State. Pre-COVID, we would always have alumni come back to Iowa State, attend football weekends, and it was just always a great environment. We do offer over 100 different majors at Iowa State. We are divided into 6 different academic colleges. Our most popular one is our College of Engineering. We are actually the 13th among the 13th largest college of engineering in the nation. We do have 13 engineering majors. Our most popular one is going to be our mechanical engineering. Most unique is aerospace engineering, and our newest one is cybersecurity. Overall, Iowa State is definitely a well-rounded institution. We are known for a lot of different things. For example, being top 3 programs for biosystems and engineering, being ranked 30th nationally for our aerospace and engineering program. For those of you that are wondering about safety, we were actually ranked 28th safest campus in the nation, which is huge. And we are also top 5 programs for apparel merchandising and design. So just being able to understand that Iowa State is definitely known for science, technology, and engineering, but also ranked for apparel merchandising and design. 2 complete different majors, but the fact that we're ranked nationally for both definitely goes to speak on what we can offer. We were the first public institution in the nation to have a vet school. We also have over 100 different research opportunities on campus, not just research opportunities, but research labs for our students to go ahead and participate, gain experience, and learn how to do research, whether that be through actual sciences or social sciences. Understanding what you want to go ahead and do is going to be able to give you a lot more of that experience. Then we also have one of the biggest things that we're proud of is our 3+3 program. For those of you that are looking at going to law school, we do offer a partnership with University of Iowa or Drake University. You can go ahead and earn your bachelor's degree and your law degree in 6 years instead of 7, helping out with that financial cost with that 7th year. With Iowa State graduates, 96% of our graduating students tend to have a job offer or get into a graduate program in their field within 6 months of graduating, which is huge. And a lot of that comes from, our career offices and being able to participate within our 900 clubs and organizations, as well as participating on these labs on campus. Employers are constantly looking for people that are, okay, this person already knows how to do X, Y, and Z. We don't have to train them in X, Y, and Z. So that's one of the main things that we focus on. Internships are not required at Iowa State, but a lot of our faculty and staff push on those opportunities. We do host the third largest career fair in the nation within our College of Engineering. So that's one of the biggest things that we're also proud of. As you can see, a lot of cycle and pride. here are some of our admissions requirements that we have in regards to courses. If you can see, a lot of these courses and a lot of these requirements are almost the same as your high school requirements. So for the most part, I mean, as long as you're following your high school guidelines, you should be almost, if not completely, done with our requirements. But these are definitely the things you need to make sure you have an eye out on. So how does that admissions process work? We are a test optional institution for this academic year. So if you have your SAT or ACT scores, you're more than welcome to submit them. You will go off of a 245 245 score if you do use your SAT or ACT using this formula. If you do score that 245 or higher, you will automatically be admitted into Iowa State. Here is my contact information. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to go ahead and answer any questions that you may have.
Great. And now I would like to open up to any additional questions that you have for the presenters. I know we have just a couple minutes. So presenters, if you can just quickly continue to respond to some of those questions, I will get the Q&A to see if there are any questions. So for the attendees, please make sure you are sending your questions into the Q&A. If the representatives are not able to answer your question right away, they will actually get back to you. So if you go ahead and just drop your question, they will connect with you later on. So make sure you are sending in your questions. And while we wrap up, I just want to thank the panelists again for their time. And for providing such insightful information. And for those of you who attended the presentation, again, thank you for your time. We want to make sure that you know that at the end of this session, when the window closes, there will be a quick link with 4 questions survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And also in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as any other sessions that you attend today at the same location where you registered for the event. So as you continue to drop your questions, the representatives are answering. So just want to thank you again for your time. Here we go. Yes, I see there's several more questions coming in. Again, thank you for your time. We will be ending the session here shortly. Okay, well, thank you. We will go ahead and end the session now.